Hello, my name is Roger Watson and I'm the Editor-in-Chief of the Journal of Advanced Nursing. I'm the editor of Nursing Open and I'm also an editorial board member of the Wiki Journal of Medicine. I want to talk to you today about covering letters to editors. Covering letters are the letters that are submitted along with manuscripts. I have to say that these days they're far less important than they used to be. Years ago, when we submitted hard copy, you had to submit a letter along with it, which literally covered the bundle of manuscripts you were sending in for review, to tell the editor who you were and to give him or her your contact details. These days, virtually all submission to journals is done online, and all the essential details are entered separately. So covering letters to editors are not quite as important these days as they used to be, and I'll let you into a secret, and many editors would say this, we don't really tend to read them. However, that doesn't mean to say that they're not important under some circumstances. One of the things that you can do in a covering letter is to explain to the editor if there's anything unusual about your article. For example, if it comes from part of a large study, or if part of it may have been published before in some other form, or asking for something unusual about the article. This may well not be read when you submit it, but if there are problems later on with the manuscript and somebody accuses you of something, like publishing too many papers from one study or something like that, you've got that letter as evidence that you did declare it to the journal. And you can declare anything else that you want to in that letter. That's really about the only do that I can give you about covering letters. However, I'll give you some don'ts regarding covering letters. One thing not to do in a covering letter is to write a story about your article. Don't bother telling the editor how original it is or how good it is or what it's about. They won't be interested in seeing what's in the letter, they'll only be interested in what's in the actual article. They, along with their other colleagues and with reviewers, will judge its originality and its worth. Anything you say in the letter is unlikely to convince them otherwise. So you're very unlikely to make an unacceptable submission acceptable by covering it with a lengthy covering letter. The other thing not to do in covering letters is not to plead with the editor, and in fact I would urge you not at any stage by email or in the letters to plead with editors, by which I mean editors are not interested if you need the paper for your PhD degree or for your next promotion, or if you've done it late and it needs to be done more quickly. Editors will not respond to this kind of pressure. It would be considered unethical. So you are completely wasting your time trying to put pressure on an editor, first of all, to accept your article, and second, if they are going to accept it, to process it quickly. So please don't plead with editors. So just to summarise, some of the do's about covering letters is, don't make them too long, just give the basic information about the article, and declare anything that's unusual about your article, so that in a sense you've covered your back in future if anything arises regarding a published article. Don't explain all about the article, its contents, its originality, and how important it is in the letter. That will be judged purely on the basis of your manuscript. And don't plead with editors that you need the paper to be published for some specific purpose, or that you need it to be published quickly. They simply won't respond. I hope you found that useful. Thank you very much for listening.